These are some of the best things to do and eat in Tainan. Hey, fellow explorers, we're spending 2 nights in this fantastic city in Taiwan. In this episode, we'll get to see some of Tainan's oldest buildings, including the over 400-year-old Tainan Confucius Temple and the equally historic Chihkan Tower on the site of a former Dutch colonial fortress from the 1600s. We'll do some souvenir shopping at Tainan's oldest and most grand department store, which was recently restored to its original 1930s glory, and we'll eat our way through the city, highlighted by visiting Tainan's most famous food street and associated traditional market, where chefs from all around southern Taiwan come to get the freshest ingredients. All right, let's go. Because probably like most people who do a trip similar to this, we are starting in Taipei. Taipei is home to the big international airport, so that's where most people fly in when they come into Taiwan. We spent a couple days hanging around Taipei, and now we're getting on the high-speed rail from Taipei main station to Tainan. It is just a little less than 2 hours to get there, and do note you can get a good discount if you buy them early, 35% off for early birds. Overall, pretty comfortable train. It's a 3x2 configuration. Luggage, carry-ons go up. Only a few spots for big luggage, which is why right before this, the big suitcase, I actually stored it in the Taipei station luggage storage. So we just going light for these 4 days. Are you excited, Princess? Yeah! Yes! Let's go. They purchase drinks and snacks on board. They've got vending machines for the drinks, and then they've got carts they push up and down the aisle for snacks. Let's take a look at the restroom. Yeah, very nice and clean for a train restroom. All right, and after a good, short 2-hour ride, we're at our destination, Tainan. Doesn't stop for long. It's got a bullet train its way to the next stop. Well, after that train ride, we were hungry, and there's not much food in the station, so we came over to the neighboring outlet mall, the Mitsui outlet park, for lunch at Asha. We actually met a couple of relatives that OC Girl has from Tainan here, so we had a big lunch for like 10 people, so you can see it's quite a banquet-style meal. One of their specialties in particular is this dish of rice that has crab on top, and one of OC Girl's dad's favorite is this one that has eel and noodles. Overall, pretty tasty if you're looking for some Taiwanese, Tainanese delicacies. But if you're in the mood for something else, well, there's actually a lot of options in this mall. They have a whole restaurant section, a lot of Japanese eats. One that I can recommend is this Japanese soup curry place called Swange. It's from Hokkaido, and those are really tasty soup curries. And if you want to do some shopping after you eat, you can see there's 3 floors of stores here, to which the princess says, hello! After lunch, we hopped in a taxi, plenty of taxis at the train station, 30-minute ride into downtown Tainan. Cost us about 500 Taiwan dollars, and we are now here in the Provintia Hotel. If you're looking for this hotel, sometimes it's called the La Plaza Hotel because they just rebranded it. Very interesting room. This is a 3-bed, like, Japanese-style room. So, like, big platform up here with 3 futons on it. Princess, what do you think? Good, looks good, huh? Got a little small sofa over here. It has a balcony on it. Let me come out and show you the view. All right, so here we are on the balcony. Fairly nondescript balcony, but it is nice to have one because I always enjoy the fresh air. Here are the rooftops of Tainan. What do you think about this new city, Princess?
Good.
Good. By the way, we'll have a full room review of this hotel if you want to see more of the details about like the common areas and what the inside of the bathroom looks like. You can find the link to that as soon as it's done in the description below. All right, and the 8th floor of the hotel is basically like the hotel's extended living room. They call it the common area, but it's got like books and toys, and over here they've even got like some video games on free play. Yeah, we're gonna do some fishing. Shall we pick up the yellow one first? Oh, there we go. We both got our yellow ones. Ta-da! So we set out from the hotel to explore some of Tainan, looking for some of OC Girl's family's old stomping grounds, and turns out her dad actually used to live in this neighborhood around here. This is like lots of residential areas, lots of scooters. There's no like real public transit in Tainan, so you hear the sound of scooters everywhere you go, but there are also temples about everywhere you go. This temple is hundreds of years old, and actually it's just across the street from another one too. But like you walk by and you can smell the incense. People are worshiping. It's not like huge like the big touristy ones in Taipei. This is absolutely a neighborhood place to worship, and it's It's really beautiful inside. All right, so just down the block from that temple, we stopped for a midday snack for some baozang. This is like a Chinese tamale, and this place has been open for over 100 years, specializing in these. This is the seafood one. They've got like 3 different types, 180, 120, and 60 Taiwan dollars each. Curious Princess, she's got some delicious noodles that it looks like she's enjoying over there. But, you know, small restaurant, there's like 6 tables inside, 2 tables out on the street. There's even like an aquarium with some goldfish next to one of the tables. But inside this, there's like abalone, there's like shrimp. Let's go ahead and look in there. There's like everything under the sun they put in here, and it makes this rice this kind of like gelatinous, sticky sort of thing. So let's go ahead and dive into the mushroom and the rice. The Curious Princess laughed for how long it took me to chew the mushroom. Really good, really tender, and also what's pretty unique about this place is it comes with kind of like some soup on it too. This dish is really popular in Tainan. And for the next bite, let's go ahead and spice it up a little bit. And they've got some spicy sauce on the table. Spicy, sweet, all at the same time. Definitely has some residual kick. And to drink, we got a little bit of osmanthus tea for like 20 Taiwan dollars, like 75 US cents. Cheap. Before they cook them, they actually wrap them in leaves like this and steam them. We're just out exploring. Uncle Sean is running off with the Curious Princess, but you can see there's just like another temple here on just down a random block in a random alley. I mean, this temple is even more beautiful and ornate than the last one, with a much stronger smell of incense. In the incense at this temple, you can buy paper money to burn as an offering to the gods. And just next to that temple, there's a set of Japanese houses. They used to be guest houses in the Japanese era. Now, a Japanese restaurant. You can see a theme. A lot of Japanese food here too, huh? Ooh, the Princess and Uncle Sean, they've spotted a bunch of koi fish in the pond here, and clearly those fish all look like they're gonna get fed. Or at least that's what they think. And just a couple blocks away in front of the city's main traffic circle, they've got this old school building right here. This is the original City Hall. And now it's the Taiwan Literature Museum. Probably one I'm gonna pass on. I have been brushing up on my Mandarin today. But just to tell you how many scooters there are here, they actually prioritize scooters in this main traffic circle. You can see on the outside only scooters and on the inside only cars. Now there's no subway, MRT, or trains within Tainan, but they do have a pretty extensive bus system. It's high tech. When you're at the bus stop, it'll even tell you how long it is before the next bus gets here. Well, it is time for an early dessert. We're here at Lily Fruits, and this is a famous fruit stall in Tainan. The way you order here, and the way you order at a lot of places in Tainan, you get this like sheet and you kind of mark what you want. This section is all fruit juices, this section is all fruits. What do we have here? Well, the Curious Princess, she wanted strawberry and banana. And you know what? Those happen to be fruits that they have right back there, so they can put it on a shave ice. OC Girl and I, we have the mixed fruit shave ice. That's very nice right there. Look at all those different fruits on it. Quite the cornucopia. No strawberries on this one, the princess says. And then what is this? This is their specialty. This is tomato, which, by the way, is a fruit. In fact, tomatoes are fruits. And it's usually in the vegetable section in the USA, but it's a fruit with some kind of soy sauce. Never had this before, never heard of this before, but this is apparently the specialty of Lily Fruits. So it's thick. I don't know what kind of soy sauce stick. It looks more like a caramel, but it tastes like a tomato on a stick with some caramel sauce. They call it soy sauce, but no. It's like, with a couple tastes, it has like a ginger taste too, and kind of like an after, like, to it. You get a little bit of tomato and you get a little bit of Princess, how's your shave ice?
Good.
Good. The very loud tunes, I didn't add that in. That's here from the street. What that tells you is it's the time of garbage o'clock. They don't allow them in Tainan to put trash like out on the street. Instead, the trash trucks drive around and play this very loud music to tell the shopkeepers or the homeowners it's time to come down and throw their trash on the trash truck. Well, the princess, she is quite at peace after that shave ice, so she's taking a little bit of a nap. but I'm never too tired for more food. Just like kitty corner from that fruit restaurant, we are at a beef soup restaurant. Not beef noodle soup, but beef soup. This is a bowl of beef. They just toss in here fresh beef, and then over here you get rice, and then they give you some braised beef to put on top of it. Let's go ahead and give this beef a try. Tender, warm. Let's go ahead and try the braised beef part right here on the rice. Saucy. The soup is 150 Taiwan dollars. It comes with the rice, and then the veggies are also 150 Taiwan dollars, so about $5 each. All right, we're back at the hotel now. We got a welcome drink. This is a sparkling honey drink of some sort. Sparkling honey lemon, it sounds like in there. It's free, can't complain. From this little like coffee stand at the front. And in this box of candies, the Curious Princess, she likes the chocolates, and there's these other things that she likes, but there's this other thing over here that OC Girl said is a classic Taiwanese like kids candy that she said I should try on camera. So I'm not sure what that means when I'm dared to try something on camera. Let's see. Tastes like chalk. That's what it tastes like. Yeah. The princess over here, what's she eating? She's got some of her favorite seaweed flavored potato chips. Oh, by the way, now that I finally like actually chewed through this thing, the first bite tastes like chocolate, it's like nothing. But did you kind of get through it? It tastes a little bit like plum. It grows on you the more of them you eat. But you know what the princess thought of it? Good morning, 8 a.m. from the Provintia Hotel. OC Girl went to forage for the family from the famous bakery downstairs, Pu-Jei, and apparently at 8 a.m. there might still be bread. So you can reserve bread, though, for 4 p.m. to pick up. So what did she pick up for the family? 3 puddings. A big one, a medium one, and a baby one. Guess whose is for who? Oh, the princess says, what's the baby pudding? The big one's the cheapest, so Papa's gonna start with this one. This is about 30 Taiwanese dollars, 45 Taiwanese dollars, so $1 US, $1.50. Puddings are very popular in Taiwan. Going in for the pudding. Oh, this is a thick pudding. Very thick to the spoon. A very milky taste. Most pudding in the US has a very kind of like, I'll call it caramel flan taste. This is more thick milk with just a little bit of caramel down at the bottom. Almost like a cheesecake made of milk in a pudding form. Alright, so now we're gonna go on to the medium pudding. This one immediately a little bit thinner in texture. This one has more of an eggy flavor to it. More of a runny custard on this one. Very unsweet. The Taiwanese, they don't like things sweet. So, not much sugar in there. Alright, let's go in for the baby pudding. This one is the darkest color pudding. The whole pudding kind of a little brownish color to it. And I feel like the whole pudding has a little bit of maybe a, almost like a coffee flavor to it. So the verdict, which one's my favorite? It's gonna be dun dun dun, the middle one, because this one was just right. Well, in Taiwan, the best way to start out the morning is with a tea, because there's a tea stand like every 3 blocks in Tainan too. We are at Hachiyo. This place has some interesting drinks. The one I got right here is the honey tea, Yunnan black tea, light roasted oolong, 60 Taiwan dollars, so about $2 US. Sounds pretty light to start the morning. Quite light, and a little bit of sweetness from the honey. We're now here at Tainan's most famous food street. This is the Yamuliao Market, and right at the beginning of it, there's this stall called the Sheng rice cake. This place is busy, and it's tiny. What do they specialize in? They specialize in this. This is Gui, and it has pork leg, shrimp, rice, and braised minced pork all together. It's kind of like It's kind of like a breakfast food here. It almost looks like a deconstructed meatball, maybe with some sauce on top, like an IKEA meatball if it was made in Taiwan. That's what I'm thinking. All right, let's go in for this. Porky, sweet together, nice, smooth texture. I can see why there's a mob of people out at this stall. In addition to the deconstructed meatball, they also have fish soup. Each of them 35 Taiwan dollars or about $1 US. All right, so we're just a little bit down the food street, and the way kind of eating here works is you don't have like one meal at one place. You have a lot of little meals as you work your way down the street. We're at another place that specializes in their beef soup, but they also do fried rice. 300 Taiwan dollars. We got the beef soup and the fried rice, fresh fried in the wok, like 4 feet from us. Like, this is truly an open kitchen right here. Okay, so we get this little like dipping sauce that you can dip this meat in right here. They like their ginger in this region. Like, ginger's been a little bit of everything. Let's go ahead and give the fried rice a try, shall we? It's got the meat on it. It's got the rice freshly fried, some vegetables. Very flavorful. Good fried rice. So much better than the fried rice you get at Panda Express. OC Girl ate here last year and said, we have to go back again today. She was right. Even the Curious Princess likes this one. This soup is Curious Princess approved. That fried rice, probably one of the best beef fried rices I've ever had. Oh, by the way, this market, not a night market like a lot of Taiwan is. This beef stall actually opens at 4 in the morning. What time do they close? When they're sold out. When is that? Hard to say, but this market is best not at nighttime. It's best as kind of an early, like late breakfast, early lunch. You figure through maybe 1 o'clock. Good time to get here. Because people are here also doing their, like early morning shopping as well. Getting their foods on. Boy, and after that beef soup, the princess, she was ready to do some work. Driving the cement truck right here. This is just 1 block off the food market at the entrance to a cool temple right back here. And that temple is right at the entrance to their morning kind of wet market. So this is where the locals would get their vegetables, would get their produce, would get their fish. Hence why this whole place is an early morning place. People are doing their shopping here rather than the grocery store. And this place is definitely only open morning, generally through lunchtime. Closed at night for sure. It's not just all temples here. There's actually been a lot of Christian missionary work in Taiwan, and so you'll see a lot of churches in definitely a Taiwanese style here too. Oh, and if you're looking for toilets, you'll find some behind the church too. So for dessert, we walked a little further down the street to this ice cream place, which we hear usually has pretty long lines, and even today when we approached, they said you gotta take a number before you get an ice cream. What ice cream do they have? Only 2 flavors today. They're known for their kind of specialty Asian flavors. This is the red oolong flavor, and they also had a salted caramel flavor today. I've never had red oolong ice cream. See? Oh, wow. It does taste a lot like drinking a tea. Kind of a milky tea. The Curious Princess's favorite? The red oolong flavor. Lovely. So one of the things I've realized about exploring Tainan for roughly about a day now is that the main streets kind of boring. A lot of the funnest stuff and a lot of the things you'd never see if you didn't go down the alleys is down the alleys. So when you explore here, make sure to explore these. There's actually a street. There's Zhengxing Street, 61 lane, and it's I can't even stretch my arms across. There was a scooter that just came down this before we did this scene. So the Curious Princess has been eyeing these, but the shop was closed earlier, so we had to wait till they open. This is the Tanghulu specialist. They specialize in fruit on sticks, candied fruit on sticks. OC Girl's got the one that's all grape. The Curious Princess has the one that's all strawberry. I have the mixed fruit stick. The top one is strawberry. The second one is tomato, because it's a fruit. We learned that. They like their tomatoes here, and then grape on it too. About 100 each per stick. Oh, hard. You wouldn't think by looking at it that it's hard, but it's I can hear it. And OC Girl tells me that the first time the Curious Princess had one of these last year, and she got to the stick when you do this. It's like magnetic. When she got to the tomato, she was like, ugh. The moment of truth. This is my first time having a candied tomato ever in my life. Just about as weird as yesterday. All right, Curious Princess, how is it? This one's Curious Princess approved. Now, when you walk around here, you're done with your trash like this, what do you do with it? Well, one option is to carry a bag around to store your own trash because you won't find any public trash bins around the streets here. Or if you finished eating it at the vendor that you bought it from, you can generally hand it back to them as trash. In addition to the narrow alleyways, the narrow buildings amaze me how narrow they are. Look, this building right here, look how narrow that building is, yet it goes up and up and up and up. So we're back on the 8th floor of the hotel in the common living room here, but not before stopping to get one more to-go item from the street food market. This is like a Taiwanese burrito. This stall, one of the busiest there, right in the corner. They were making these 55 Taiwan dollars each. You get some meat, you get some veggies, you get some egg, you get some peanuts, lots of stuff. And I always like burritos, so easy to eat. Let's go ahead and give this a go. Definitely no beans, not spicy, but an interesting combination of tastes. Good if you like things a little bit on the mild side. What better to go with that burrito than some Taiwanese tea from the coffee machine? Well, it's hot water, and this Taiwanese tea to go with the hot water. Now, probably Tainan's biggest attraction is the Chihkan Tower, also known as Fort Provintia. Why does it have two different names? Well, because this tower is built on the site of a former 400-year-old Dutch fort known as Fort Provintia, one of the oldest buildings in Tainan. Admission price is 70 Taiwan dollars. You can come in, explore the grounds, check out the tower. There's some temples, there's an old school. But what our Curious Princess really enjoyed was feeding the koi fish. Here, there's a koi pond with more koi fish than I've ever seen, and you can feed the fish for 10 Taiwan dollars. Put in the coin. Got a duck on one side, it's got a fish on another side. Best place to feed fish in a Chinese garden, you know where it is? It's always from the bridge. Here we go, fish. All right, look at those fish, there they go. Nom, 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 nom. Really great place to kids to feed them, and kids 6 and under, get in free. I mean, look at all these fish, there's so many. Be a good scene if I fell in, wouldn't it? I think they're primed more to feed from you when you're on top of the bridge. Oh, I should point out right now the Chihkan Tower grounds, they're doing like tons of remodeling. So right now the only thing open is the main tower and the little schoolhouse right down there. It's a tiny schoolhouse. I don't know, it's like a gate to a schoolhouse or something, but those two buildings and the restrooms, toilets. Oh, do note that in Taiwan you may encounter quite a few of these squatty potty Asian style potties. If they're not your thing, just look for the ones that have a sign of a regular toilet. They'll often be in the disabled accessible toilets. Now just one block from the Chihkan Tower, there's a temple here that we're gonna go into, but then there's another temple over there. Like everywhere you look in Tainan, there's a temple. And then after the temples, we're gonna go to this place and get some winter melon juice in it's winter, January. Okay, approved. The first one's a really big temple. It's just got different sections, indoor, outdoor sections, different altars, and of course, lots of incense. Don't just go into the first room, keep going. They've got these signs that tell you 3, 4, lots of things to see at this one. This temple has been here for almost 400 years, just like Fort Provintia. So make sure you see it all. There's, if you're looking for the numbers, there's 9 of them. As promised, we're now at the winter melon juice place. The way this works, you order from a vending machine and then they call your number. We've got the winter melon with mango sealed on the top. So you get a little pointy straw. 1, 2, 3. Ha! There we go. Okay, do you want to try the juice? Okay, go ahead. Yeah? How is it? Curious Princess approved? It's very pleasant. Surpassed my expectations for something called winter melon. I think of things that are like bitter melon, and I'm like, pretty good juice though. We're probably gonna down this pretty quickly. We might have to go for number 2, in fact. Osie girl, would you like some? Look, and you definitely can't go wrong with any establishment that has a cute melon mascot like that, can you? Just a block away from the winter melon juice place is a really cool theater. This theater is famous because they still hand draw their posters. Like, they've got Transformers, Mad Max, Inside Out, and the Joker up there. really takes a long time to make these, from 2 weeks to 3 days. And if you happen to be lucky, you might even find the artist right here painting more posters. We did too. He was painting a poster for the upcoming showing of Venom. And when you're walking the sidewalks in Tainan, do pay attention because they don't all line up just like this. Jump. Yeah, that's right. Something a little bit different. This house is clearly historic. I don't know why yet. It looks like they're restoring it. They've actually put a roof over this house to keep it protected from the elements while they fix it up. Oh, Girl really wanted to check out the Hayashi department store. This department store, originally built in the 1930s, this neighborhood was known as the Ginza of Taiwan at the time for high-end Japanese shopping. Today, this store is 5 different stories of some of the best souvenirs you can find in Tainan. Oh, and also historic first or second for this building. It's home to the first elevator in Taiwan. It was originally going to be the first elevator, but then there was a department store in Taipei that beat them by just 1 day. Today, the store still retains an old school classic kind of feel. And you can get some Taiwanese classics like bags in these colors, reimagined in a whole bunch of different colorways, or the classic Taiwanese cup holder. You ever wanted to carry 2 hot cups with you at the same time but don't have hands? Yeah, here we go. This invention will do it for you. This is the environmental protection cup bag. And on the 6th floor, they've got like a restaurant and cafe. If you're just looking for desserts at the cafe side, they've got shave ice and they've got tofu pudding. And all the way on the rooftop of the building, they've got an observatory that you can get some pretty great views back down on the city. And all the way at the tippy top of the roof, there's a Shinto shrine right here in the corner. And from the rooftop store, we picked up a magnet that says Tainan to put in a fridge. Well, the cafe at the top got us, and we got the douhua, which is a tofu pudding. We got 2 different types. This is the almond tofu pudding. Very light, kind of almond cookie kind of taste. And then this one is their recommended one that, in addition to having peanut, also has boba in it. These are served cold. This dish can be served hot, but here it's served cold. Definitely of the 2, I like the recommended one. Neither of them are very sweet, but just a hint of sweetness and ice. Great on a hot day. Princess, how is it? Good. This one's Curious Princess approved. 200 Taiwan dollars for the 2. All right, so for dinner we went just about a block away from the department store to Du Xiao Yue. This place has been here for over 100 years, and they specialize in noodles. You can see them making the noodles right back over here. There's a chain. They have a bunch of locations around Taiwan, but this is their original location, and for 50 Taiwan dollars, you can get a bowl of noodles like this. A little bit soupy, a little bit porky. By the way, I'll point out, I ordered a tea, and there's, 6 of us here? So they brought the tea in a bottle like this, cold brew with 6, almost like party cups like this. I feel like we're having a birthday party or something like that. All right, let's go ahead and dive into these noodles. There we go. We got, they're thin, they got bean sprouts. They smell good. They're warm. I didn't get enough of them to really taste it. I'm gonna try it with the minced pork and the garlic on top. Really flavorful, especially with that garlic. The Curious Princess loves these noodles so much, she's on her 2nd bowl. You think she's gonna make it to bowl number 3? Okay, so after dinner, we took a taxi about 5 minutes here to Shennong Street. This street is a very popular shopping street dating back to the Qing Dynasty. Really picturesque at night because there's lots of like lanterns and lights. It's extra busy here tonight. You know why? School field trips here tonight. Tons of school groups going around. The teacher, the laosher, told them, be back in 20 minutes. They have their run of the street right now, and every one of them saw me and wanted to say hello. So, hello to you. And the princess found her perfect item in one of these shops. She saw the shop with the watermelon popsicle, and you know what she got? A watermelon popsicle. How is it? Thumbs up. You know what there's also on the street? If you guessed temple, you'd be right. And you know what? I feel like this temple, and probably most temples around here, look extra interesting at night. And you know what else is on the street? None other than a statue of Colonel Sanders that you can buy for the low, low price of 160,000 Taiwan dollars. And on this street is also the first busker I've seen in Tainan. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to see a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! All right, now after walking down Shennong Street, we're just walking back to the hotel now. It's about a 15-minute walk, and it's like 7:45. City's pretty dead at 7:45. I mean, I've read that everything here tends to pretty much shut down at 8 o'clock, but you can take that as a full report that this is not really a late night town. Like in Taipei, things would just start to be getting going right about now, but you know, 8 o'clock, time to be back in your hotel and ready for bed. Start your mornings early here in Tainan. But you know what is still open at this hour? The temples, of course. All right, we're back in the hotel now, and oh, by the way, there's the reflection of OC Girl back there. People said they want to see her in more videos, so it's not a ghost. That's OC Girl holding the camera right over there. What do we got? Well, we liked our tea so much this morning. We got some more of the Hachiyo. This one has ice cream in it. And here, OC Girl reserved the most famous bread from that bakery I told you about this morning that we had to pick up later when it was ready. It feels like it's about a pound. It's really heavy. It's like some really thick croissant. Interesting crispiness to it, but it doesn't really taste like much. I don't know if this is worth like an 8-hour wait, but I'm gonna have another bite anyway. All right, good morning. It's now the next day, and if you're counting, we're probably past 36 hours on to 48, but we had 2 hours this morning before we went on to Alishan, so I figured I'd show you what we did this morning. Right next to our hotel, the Provintia Hotel, is another very big street market. This one, again, more of a day market. This is the Yamuliao Market. Really feels like a swap meet kind of feel. Like there's definitely the indoor traditional market, but this one has a much more bigger outdoor market where you'll find people selling chicken parts next to shoes, and we're finding breakfast here. So in the middle of the market, we found a very lively noodle stall selling Tanghulu mian. It's basically these noodles that they actually still cook over charcoal, and they asked us what we wanted, and OC Girl said everything. Come take a little closer look at these noodles. We've got noodles in here. We've got like fish balls. We've got wontons. We've got pork. We got some vegetables. 70 Taiwanese dollars for some noodles for breakfast. To drink, we got some nice iced black tea. 10 Taiwanese dollars, 30 cents for this cup right here. The princess, she's enjoying her noodles, and OC Girl, she's got a dry noodle, so hers has like a sesame sauce, and she's added some chili to spice it up. And for breakfast dessert, the princess is having a peanut mochi. So this is like a rice dough, and inside of it is a whole bunch of peanut. One of her favorite Taiwanese snacks. That is the face of a satisfied mochi eater. This place is super hard to find. Just look for it in the middle of the market in a spot with lots of people eating happy noodles under like what almost seems like a parking garage of a building. Oh, and so the name of the noodles literally means charcoal noodles, but as far as I can tell, they've actually upgraded to some propane or natural gas, although they do have to bring the tanks in. Our final stop in Tainan is the Confucius Temple. We took a taxi to get here, about a 5-minute taxi ride. Actually, Uber operates here, and this is a very well restored temple. Been here since the year 1600. Really established as an institute of higher learning. The Qing dynasty took it on to maintain it, and 40 Taiwan dollars to come in. This one I feel like is cooler to see, the sort of like Chinese style architecture than the Chihkan Tower, but maybe because they're still working on like fixing that one up, you can't see it all. This ground's much bigger, but what you won't smell here is much in the way of incense, much more of an active museum site than a current worshiping site. Oh, by the way, we would have had more time on our first day. We would have just done this on the first day. This place is right next to the lily fruit stand, but because our train arrived in a little late, we didn't get time to do this until our last day. Oh, and you will definitely still find some active worship on this temple grounds, but I think it was really at the end more focused on education than worship. In here, they had worship from 9 to 12 and then 2 to 5. There's also a 3-story pagoda that some days you can climb up. It was closed when we were here, and every day you can take a selfie with the man himself, Confucius, with the big beard. Princess, do you feel more wise already?
No.
And they got some vending machines here at the temple. The princess, she really enjoyed the peach drink here. For 12 Taiwan dollars, a little bit more than 30 US cents. All throughout the temple grounds, they'll have Confucius sayings like this one: righteousness is a route and right is a gate. Only a person of noble character can take such a route to pass through such a gate. And in the gift shop, you can get not just any noodles, but you can get the Confucius snack noodles. You know, they've really leaned into this Confucius brand, and I think the best part about it is they don't have to pay him any royalties. Well, RFL Explorers, that's going to bring our 36 or 48 hours in Tainan to a wrap. Princess, did you have a good time?
Yes.
Yeah, such a good time. And if you want to see where we're going next, we're heading to the mountain areas, Alishan. As soon as the video's done, you'll find it there in that corner. Or if you want to see our adventures in Taipei, you'll find it over there in that corner. And as usual, we won't say goodbye because we're going to say...
We'll see you in the next videos.
All right, we'll see you in the next video. See you there.